Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Catherine.
So, Catherine, summer is in full swing. It is hot here in Atlanta. But one of my favorite things still about this time of the year are all of the festivals. Despite the heat, I have already been to several here in Atlanta. It seems like every neighborhood has its own festival.
Oh, yeah. This is a big festival town here, Atlanta is. And not just Atlanta, but the entire U.S. has all kinds of festivals. And we're going to highlight a few of the standouts that are on the calendar across the country.
Yeah, and we've sort of split them up by category. And the first up are the food festivals, which I have to admit are definitely going to be my favorites. And so if you're a meat lover, you need to take a look into the Meatopia Festival on New York's Randall Island.
Yeah, I love that name.
I know.
Meatopia.
The name alone is great.
Yeah.
It runs September 8th, and it's basically a chef-driven event where all of the meats are certified cruelty-free, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free. And everything has to be cooked over wood logs, chunks, or lump hardwood charcoal. No propane tanks are allowed.
No.
And they're basically broken up into categories according to the meats. So they have categories that are kind of funny names, like one of my favorites is called Carcass Hill, and that's where you're going to find goats, hogs, lambs, things like that. So
yeah, and I love the fact that they say Meatopia isn't a culinary festival, it's a city of meat. So they've got pretty much all these alleyways and neighborhoods devoted to different kinds of meat and different ways of cooking and this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's basically a barbecue on steroids.
That's right. And if you like food festivals, you're going to love the Food Experiments National Tour, which is going around the country. And what this is an amateur cook-off where anything goes. You know, it's anyone can enter, and winning is decided by the votes of the people who attend.
Yeah, and it's been going around the country since March.
Exactly. And two of the upcoming dates are the Smoke Experiment in Columbus, Ohio, and the Chicken Experiment right here in Atlanta on September 23.
And of course, a lot of these food festivals also have music components, but we definitely wanted to have music as its own separate category. And our first stop is going to be at the Cisco Ottawa Blues Fest. That runs from July 4th through 17th in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And this is just a huge festival. There are going to be 5 different stages with performers like David Gray, Nora Jones, and of course, the blues man himself, Snoop Dogg.
Of course. That's what I think of when I think of blues.
Me too.
Yeah. Now, if jazz is more your speed, you'll love the Telluride Jazz Festival, which is celebrating its 36th year, August 3rd through 5th, in the beautiful mountains of Telluride, Colorado. And this is an internationally known festival. It's got some of the best jazz artists in the country. And this year you can hear from such jazz artists as Victor Wooten, the Funky Meters, Soul Live, and Roy Hargrove. Plus they've got crossover jazz, New Orleans jazz, all kinds of jazz.
Yeah, and it's set in Telluride, so like it's a win-win.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful place.
And you know, if I could choose any music festival to attend this year, it would be the Outside Lands Music and Arts Festival in San Francisco. It's August 10th through 12th at Golden Gate Park. And the only thing better than that setting is going to be the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
This year it includes acts like Stevie Wonder, Jack White, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and even Metallica. So,
they got some big names there.
Big names. If you're a big fan of music, check it out.
Yeah, and they also have lots of food, lots of wine, variety acts, so something for everyone.
Something for everybody, yeah.
Yeah, and if you like the arts, there's a festival in Reno, Nevada. It's called Art Town, and this runs for the entire month of July. It's received 5 consecutive National Endowment for the Arts grants, so that kind of tells you
how important this festival is. Yeah,
and there's about 500 events there. Dance, film, theater, visual arts, pottery. So if you're into culture, this is something you'll want to visit.
Yeah, and there's workshops, there's programs too, so it's a great place for arts. And also in July, but on a completely different end of the cultural spectrum, is Cheyenne Frontier Days in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And it's held July 20th through 29th, and it basically celebrates everything related to the Wild West and Western heritage. So there are professional rodeos daily, and at night there are concert performances by country stars like the Zac Brown Band, Brad Paisley, Reba McEntire, and of course the Voices' Blake Shelton.
And in addition to the country acts, they also have some rock musicians like Journey and Pat Benatar. And one thing that I thought was really interesting about this one, this festival has been going on since 1897. I mean, that's a really long time.
And that was when the West was really the Wild West.
Yeah.
You know, this is probably the festival that's been in the longest attendance that we came across in all of our research.
Yeah, you know, and they were doing the Western events then, and they're still doing them today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we hope you have enjoyed our lineup of festivals. And of course, we couldn't include everything that's out there. So we're going to post a lot more on our blog.
Yeah, and so if you know of any great festivals around the country, or if you've traveled to attend any really great festivals, definitely let us know. You can shoot us an email, or you can tweet us, or post it on Facebook, because we'd love to hear about them. And we'll have all the addresses for those at the end of the podcast, as always.
And we'll see you next time on The Coolest Stuff on the Planet.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com.